A client sits in your chair, looks in the mirror, and says, "Give me a number 4 on top, and maybe take a centimeter off the sides." You nod. You smile. But internally, you are managing a set of assumptions. You don't actually know what a centimeter looks like to the person in the chair. This communication gap is where client anxiety begins. If you start cutting now, you are likely committing to a series of time-consuming corrections at the end of the service to fix a vision that was never defined. This diagram maps the mechanics of 2 different workflows. On the left, vague requests lead to a cycle of guessing and revision. On the right, the Blackwell method prioritizes a shared vision, moving directly from consultation to the finished cut. Over the next 5 minutes, we will walk through a 4-step protocol designed to reduce this guesswork and move the conversation toward technical certainty. Mastering this protocol is a requirement for any barber stepping away from high-volume neighborhood cutting and toward a high-value premium service model. To run this protocol effectively, you have to project authority before you speak. You stand behind the chair, establish a calm presence, and maintain the signature details that signal professional discipline. Step 1 is the intercept. When the request is vague, do not reach for your tools. Keep your clippers on the station, make direct eye contact through the mirror, and pause the momentum of the appointment. Use this moment to set the standard. Tell them, "Let's use specific terms to make sure we nail the exact look you're going for." This leads to step 2, the education. You are shifting the power dynamic by asking the client to define their request using specific boundaries rather than generic descriptions. Teach this first distinction. On the left, a fade, a gradient disappearing into the skin. On the right, a taper, maintaining a visible, natural hair frame. Next, introduce the C-cup, the sharp, geometric line outlining the face at the temple. Teaching these terms doesn't push the client away. It turns them into an educated partner who can accurately describe what they want. Replacing vague language with a shared professional vocabulary bridges the communication gap, providing a clear structure that reduces the risk of a technical error. Step 3 requires a shift in how you measure scale. To prevent a misunderstanding of length, we stop using guard numbers, inches, or centimeters during the consultation. This is the fingers over words mandate. Require the client to physically point to where a fade starts, or pinch the exact amount to keep. If the client tries to go back to verbal estimates, do not turn on the clippers. Wait for them to show you the physical boundary. This ensures you are both looking at the same measurement. Step 4 is the lock-in. This is the final confirmation that ensures the blueprint is set. You repeat the agreed-upon style back to them, combining the terminology you just taught, like a mid-fade and a sharp C-cup, with the physical lengths they showed you with their fingers. This recap forces any remaining friction to the surface before the work begins. If the client confirms at this point, you are no longer operating on a guess, you are working from a confirmed blueprint. Locking in this visual agreement ensures that you and the client share the same mental image, which significantly lowers the chance of a misunderstood result. The results of this 2-minute protocol are functional. You reduce guesswork, manage client expectations, and move through the service without needing to make defensive corrections at the end. This graph illustrates the business impact. As the need for corrections drops, customer satisfaction becomes more predictable, which leads to a measurable increase in client retention and overall lifetime value. With your next client today, keep your tools on the station for the first 2 minutes and run this 4-step framework. In the next video, we'll look at protecting your equipment and stabilizing your margins through the mandatory wash protocol and the focus block. High-level branding isn't just about the cut. It starts when you put the tools down and teach the client how to speak the language of the trade.